Sailing is a really humbling sport. One day you can predict everything.
Let's go.
And then on a different day...
Oh! Disaster for Australia! The wing's fallen down! Massive incident there!
So you've really got to enjoy the good moments because you don't know how long they're going to last.
Good morning, everybody. 12 national teams will go head-to-head competing in this weekend's event. Without further ado, then, it's time to hear from three-time SailGP champion, CEO and co-owner of the recently acquired Bonds Flying Ruse. Tom Slingsby is here. Tom, any advice for competitors this weekend?
No, I'm not going to give anyone advice up here. A, they don't need it, and B, why would I?
We're going to have 4 qualifying races today. There'll be 3 more tomorrow. The top 3 boats go to the event final where we find the winner. Here we go. Slingsby's going to swing it down here. All about acceleration.
When you're hitting the high speeds, it is scary for sure.
Rolling down, rolling down.
The foil is going through the water so fast, it starts to boil the water around the foil. At 85 k's an hour, you start to feel a shudder through the rudders. Up around 100 k's an hour, it feels like you've got so much turbulence. It's hard to grip the wheel.
And the Ruse are going to lead at Mark 1.
The characteristics of a successful driver in SailGP,
Tacking over here, guys.
it's a real intuition and it's quick thinking and decision-making skills.
I'll be fast mode here, Whitwood Hill.
You have to think multiple moves ahead.
Watch the Spanish.
Slingsby will be aggressive here. He's going to try and push the Spanish off.
Every successful athlete has that. In Australia, we call it a honey badger, where you just fight your way out of the situation. I definitely have that.
Try and force the Spanish off the course here. Look at this.
Coming down hard.
Slingsby, when he needs to pull a rabbit from a hat, he's done it.
The fans can get on their feet. The winning moment goes the way of the Bonds Flying Ruse and their driver, Thomas David Slingsby.
I absolutely love SailGP, and the Australian team has been successful against the very best.
Australia is the 2019 champion.
Australia claims the title in 2022. The three-peat is now complete.
First 3 seasons, we managed to get the win, had Australia on top of the podium, but after that, the results weren't great.
Hold on, touch.
Australia's gonna go! Australia's gonna go!
Oh my word!
It really hurt losing season 4. I guess you have a bit of an identity crisis. Am I really not that good a sailor? Is Australia really not the best sailing nation in the world? When things aren't going well, the pressure starts to mount, and I've just got to use that pressure as motivation to dig our way out of that hole. I've always been extremely competitive. I was a tennis player when I was really young. I had coaches, I had sponsors, and I had a lot of outside pressure, but it just all came too early. So I started falling out of love with tennis, and I just switched to sailing. My dad was a sailor. He definitely taught me a lot about how sailing really works. What I loved about it was I actually had no pressure as a sailor. I just did it because I loved it. I had a good work ethic from tennis. I'd be getting up at 5 o'clock, hitting the water at 6 o'clock, and when school would finish, I would hit the water again. One day, I was sailing with my dad, and I said, okay, the wind's gonna go 10 degrees left here in 5 seconds, and then it's gonna go 20 degrees right in 30 seconds. And my dad was looking at me, and he said, how do you know that? No one can actually see what you see. I think that was the first time I realised I had a real gift for it. I remember saying to myself, I want to be the first Australian to win an Olympic gold medal in the laser class. As a 15-year-old, I wrote a list of how I was going to do it. It started with winning my local club championship that year. It had winning the coast championships. It had winning a state championship, national championship. And it was amazing to tick it all off. After that, I won a few more national titles, but even though I was successful, I wasn't enjoying it for a long period of time. I was very one-track minded, and I didn't really celebrate my victories too often. Whether I'd win another national championship or whatever it was, I would tick that off, and the next day I was training for the next thing on my list. And I had some mental health struggles. I kept thinking, well, if I win the world title in a month, everything will fix itself. But I won a world title, and I realized I was still not really happy. And then for 2008 Olympics, I went in as the favorite and I choked. I finished 22nd. I thought about giving the sport away. I actually haven't told anyone until recently about sort of my issues that I had those years. I never want to feel like that again. Slowly but surely, I sort of built myself back up and said I need to get back on the horse. And I realised that if I continue on in this sport, I need to shift my mindset and really refocus for a new Olympic campaign with the focus of enjoying the process along the way. I think I had to force it for a little while there to enjoy the moments because it doesn't come naturally. But by 2012, I was able to turn that round and win an Olympic gold medal. Let's compare us to sort of New Zealand. Like, is there anything we're doing differently? And it is really tough to strike the right balance between, I guess, success and enjoying the journey. But I was able to readjust my mindset and change my outlook on life, and I'm still very motivated. So I did a couple of America's Cups, and then the opportunity came to lead the Australian Sail GP team. And in this role, I just think I have so much trust and friendship with all my teammates. I feel like I can be myself, and I'm very grateful I was able to make that mental shift.
Here we go.
Wow, the Swiss fans are going to go wild because they're going to be in a good place at Mark 1 once again. This is your moment, Tom. That Australian boat has got to overtake a lot of boats and hope for mistakes for the Kiwis or the Swiss if they have any hope of making the final.
Now, I try to embrace the pressure.
This is the race, Switzerland, Australia.
Let's go here.
This is why you do sport.
It's coming in fast. The Bonds Flying Roos are on a charge.
Going for a cross.
Slingsby looking for speed there. Here we go. This will be tight.
Watch the Swiss.
Oh, Seb, that's a
My
big...
goodness.
That was so tight by the Swiss there.
The Bonds Flying Roos try to pick up more speed.
Push it a bit more there.
Whatever happens, I'm out there racing F50s, representing my country.
There's Tom Slingsby, hand on the wheel, trying to work some more magic.
This is a big moment in the race. He's still behind the Swiss.
I'll do everything I can to make sure I win,
Going up in.
but it doesn't always go your way.
Swiss are going to be nicely ahead here.
Tom Slingsby did everything he could possibly do, but they're going to come up short in fifth.
Sorry, guys.
Even if we have a bad race, I almost come off the water now and just, no matter what the result is, just try to put my life in perspective. Especially now, I've got a wife and a young family. I've got a few years of competing with my son coming to watch these events. I'm fortunate. I do the best sport in the world in my eyes. You're representing your country. You've got your best mates with you on the boat. You're standing on top of the podium as part of the best team.
Tom, the gunslinger Slingsby.
Three-time Rolex World Sailor of the Year.
It's all positive things. Where else in the world would I rather be?